one, what he said off the rip, like, and if you've been listening to this show long enough, or you personally know me, you kind of know, like, I see the picture of this woman, I already checked out, like, bro, I'm not. And I get what he was saying, and just so I guess that we can stop beating around the bush. She was a bigger woman, so I kind of realistically just didn't care. I don't want to hear about your story because it's just realistically, I kind of knew how it was going to go because, and this is not, and I think people, I'm gonna play his clip, but I think a lot of people took what he was saying the wrong way because I don't think he's sitting here saying there's no heavy set women who got like high confidence. I know some off the top of my head that just literally, but they live in their swag is completely different. So they don't, it's not one of those, oh, men don't find me attractive. They post thirst trap pictures and everything. And I know dudes be on their heels. So I think it's two different things from sitting here saying, but it's still like, and I feel like that's almost a minority. If you can find a heavier set woman or man with high confidence, people like it. Like everybody, I mean, it depends on how you feel about Khaled, or how you feel about Rick Ross, but a lot of people can still give them credit on their confidence level of not being scared to show their body the same way, even how you may feel about Lizzo. It's still a different level of confidence to sit here and say, I know what the rest of the world think when they see me. I don't care. I'm still sit here and do me. So I kind of get what he was saying because I realistically, and matter of fact, I didn't see the picture of her until it was her and the dude, like they had them side by side. And then I was like, yeah, I really don't care about this, but I do off the content creation speaking part. I was like, I kind of respect it, but especially if you can get people to stay here and stay on an app that's not a closable app, like where you can still listen and close it and still scroll through whatever the case may be, because it's easy. Like with podcasts or YouTube, you can sit here and close. You know what I'm saying? You can close out the Johnson. You ain't got to have it open and just listen the whole. I mean, like you can still listen, but don't have to stay on that one situation the whole time. Because that's one of the reasons why, like for me, I would check out on either Instagram or TikTok unless it's just like off the late night and you kind of really ain't got nothing else to watch. Realistically, you probably may lock in a little bit longer, but just off the regular, nah, I probably can't do it. So like I said, I'm gonna get into this Charlamagne clip, and I seen a lot of people like on Twitter and even in the comments, oh, he's disgusting and this that. Bro, some of y'all had to just be realistic. And of course, in 2024, I think one of the things that we had to be able to bring back is shaming people, bro. Like we can get, and we, of course, when we get later on into the episode with the Wendy Williams situation, when we talk about health, like don't take what he's sitting here saying. Like if you big and you still feel like you got confidence, cool. But there's a lot of people who don't, and I don't necessarily know if confidence goes into a big or small thing, because I'm sure it's some skinny women. I mean, we can look at Coyle Ray, who may deal with somebody insecurities, but just realistically, it was kind of, it's like, bro, it's easy. It was almost an easy alley-oop, but I think when a lot of women take it so personal, bro, if you felt like you took that comment super personal, what he said, then go to the gym. That's all I can tell you.
Ultra podcast.
I hear a lot of big back behavior. Does she have a big back?
She do give Sheila that was driving up the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Sheila was beautiful though.
Yeah, no. You talked about the big back, not the face.
Yeah, you're right.
She's cool.
What's your thing with big backs?
No, I'm just saying, because in a situation like this, some of you big backs, y'all got to stop being so thirsty for a man. There's a man out there for you. Okay, this woman believed all of this because she wanted to believe all of this. Big back belief isn't like everybody else's belief. Okay, she said it herself. He said everything I wanted to hear. Yeah. She wanted to believe whatever was coming out of his mouth because she wanted a man so bad.
And then I seen him and he actually looked like her. But what's interesting is
he had a big back too?
No. I couldn't see his back. Okay. We only saw hers because she was sitting in the car for the whole time she was talking.
Okay.
Sun up to sundown. It's a 52-part series on TikTok.
52 parts?
TikTok got parts?
I don't know. We seen Shalon Jackson, Monique's son. He did 20 of them, so she did 52.
Okay, maybe I don't believe this. Honest with you, man, I hear a lot of big back behavior.
So realistically, and shout out to this young lady. That time, I think the time they said equals up to 8 hours. So that's 8 hours worth of content. And I think I do want to give her credit and a lot of praise. And I'm going to play a clip of her in a second, even talking about how the money situation is kind of funny when it comes to even just the TikTok payout. And we can kind of tie that back in the conversations we've been having for the last couple of weeks, just about kind of figuring out how to not lean so much on corporate America. I guess even when you're building your own brand, trying to figure out how you can get paid without sitting here relying on some of the streaming apps or whatever platforms you're using to sit here and add commercials into it or pay you per views or whatever the case may be. And I guess to double back on the conversation we had a couple of weeks ago, Marcus, and I forgot that Donnie did tell me this like about a month or so ago. After you get 10,000 followers on TikTok, they will and allow you to get paid per view. So they offer you like, it's like a partner. I think it's called I want to say it's like a TikTok sponsorship or partnership or something like that. Where after you reach 10,000 10,000 followers, it'll allow you to do the paid situation. But I even play her John in a minute. But again, like I said, just going back into the situation, I just think a lot of people you hear stuff and you just automatically just really want to just argue with people, or you get so sensitive. Like, bro, if you are sensitive about the weight situation, or
but I do think the way he probably said it.
but I mean, it's funny. It's realistically, it is especially coming towards the spring. A lot of trainers, that is a trainer slang that they use now. Big back activity, like if you follow enough, and because y'all know I follow a lot of gym influencers and workout people. That's like one of their saying, like it got popular last year. Big back activity, and people all you know what I'm saying, like they have different ways of coining that phrase, but a lot of people use that, like you're trying to unbig your back. Like it became a term last year on unbigging your back. So I get why he was trying to throw that in there. But realistically, like I said, if it's super sensitive to you, then don't work out. But go ahead. My bad for cutting you off.
No. I mean, that's what I'm just saying. I just think people probably took more offense to it because the way he said like behavior was the big back behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
But go ahead.
So that part, I think that's where the people probably got offensive. Like, what is like that's just like saying
okay. So let's, and this is why I don't like when you pick and choose when you want to get sensitive, because it's funny when people when everybody do the jokes, especially around tax time, and this is of course around that time of the year when everybody always make a video of a big woman dealing with a skinny dude and he all up under her body for trying to finesse her out of her tax returns. What's the difference? Like we know, no, you can't say a stereotype is a stereotype for a reason. Like we can't sit here and try to rewrite history. Like that is already a fact. Like I said, if there is the elite women who may be heavyset and carry their self-esteem higher than the average, but if you sitting here saying it's not, it's more, I guarantee you, if you did a percentage wise, it's 80% of women. And like I said, I don't want to just sit here and say women. It's because it's women and men. Because most dudes, if you talk about plus size dudes, everybody know they tricks. Oh yeah, the fat dude, he always tricking. Like it's like you can't like I get
who do
it.
You think who do you really think took offense to it? The actual big women, that the bigger women with a big back, or the women who just bad shape big? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people. Like even seen some dudes. I mean, and again, I think on social media, especially on TikTok. I mean, not on TikTok, but on Twitter, one of the things, and I mean, we talked about it before. Like people, and when Lil Duval spoke up and said something, like people. It's cool to kind of like try to bash the Breakfast Club because they've had such a long run, but it's just like, bro, it's like y'all be too sensitive on stuff that you kind of like. You can fix your big back, you can unbag your back. Like realistically, go to the gym, change your eating habits. Like you can't sit here and be just that sensitive to certain things and it just be like and be unsensitive to other stuff. And just real quick, I guess while we here, though, one thing and I'm always gonna continuously double down on this. Black women hate other black women, dog. Y'all sit here, how quick and fast y'all try to kick Kelly Rowland back in on that Netflix movie. And don't get it wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think it's like, I guess sometimes you think of like all press is good press because you can kind of look at it where it's like, if they weren't bashing it, I don't necessarily know if I would have rushed to go watch it to get my own opinion on it. But it was still just like, damn, like it was so many, like, and again, I do want to talk about the blogs. Like, I even don't like the way how they just were so quick to pick up the jokes and let me repost everybody kind of trashing this. Because it's a Tyler Perry film, and then it's Kelly Rowland. It's a whole black class. It's like literally only maybe 3 white people in the whole entire movie, and one was the mom in the joint, and I got like some of the other people who was working in a law firm. But it was just, to me, it was just like, bro, it's nasty how like it was just so many. I wonder, like they was making jokes. I wonder what Beyonce and Jay-Z gonna sit here and think about this Kelly Rowland. Which one of them gonna tell her the movie was trash? And the movie wasn't trash. Like, don't get it twisted. Of course, towards the end of the movie, it got super predictable. Like it was like, all right, bro, this is a little bit unrealistic, and it's a little bit just like you kind of could almost know how the movie was gonna end. But still, it wasn't a bad movie. And it was just, to me, it was just like, dog, like, Jesus Christ, why y'all so...
Were they kicking it back in because she was in the headlines the week before, or...
No, because they ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Like that, I mean, they wasn't tying that. They were just saying that the movie was bad. Like, they were just trashing the movie.
No, that's why I thought they were just tying her in. I mean, I thought that's because, I mean, Kelly Rowland's been in other movies or whatever the case may be, done other things. So that's why I'm just thinking because of that whole whatever the Today Show little breakout that she had, and that's why I just thought that's why they was trashing her. Be like, damn, we saw this movie and you doing all that, you acting Hollywood.
No, I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, that maybe because that might have been fresh on people's brains, but I don't necessarily know if that was the reason why people were trashing it. But they was just, I'm like, damn, like everybody and their mother just like was like trashing the joint. I'm like, all right, well, let me. But like again, like I said, I kind of almost like I'm being a hypocrite because I kind of like I wanted to get my own opinion on it because when I see that many people hard on something, I'm like 9 times out of 10 I know it's just probably it ain't it's not a real thing. Like I just don't believe it. And when I watched it, I was like even to the beginning, I was like, all right, let me let it play out because at the beginning, it was like it was like one of those. It was like a Tyler Perry movie, but it was like it kind of had. It was like a Tyler Perry movie kind of mixed in. What's the light skin dude with the green eyes to be in all the movies? It was kind of like I think it was Michael Ealy. It was like one of those type of movies where it was like it was a Tyler Perry jump, but it was kind of like one of those. It was cool. Like it wasn't. I'm not about to sit here and say it was great, but it wasn't horrible neither. It wasn't to me. It didn't deserve like the trashing that it was getting when it. Okay, let's say when it dropped on Friday. Man, by Saturday they was just like making it like this was the worst movie they ever seen in their life, and to me that was a lie.
Is it trending on Netflix?
Yeah, I want to say it was #1 and Mike Epps was #3. So and then shout out to Mike Epps. I watched both of them Jones. And Mike Epps, that I ain't gonna bro, he is hilarious. And I've seen Mike Epps live, but that Netflix, if you've seen Mike Epps live and you may still be on the fence with kind of like it may be hit or miss, that Netflix Jones, like he knocked that out the park. Like that was an easy home run. That Jones was hilarious. But yeah, like I said, the Kelly Rowland Jones, it was cool. Like I'm not gonna make it like you probably just gotta watch it. I'm not sitting here saying it was like the greatest movie ever, but it wasn't horrible.
Is it long?
No, like a regular movie, like maybe like an hour and some change.
Okay.
Like not nothing. It wasn't nothing too long, but it was just. I guess, and even I guess, kind of give like just a brief rewind on what it was. It was just her. She was playing a lawyer and she was defending a painter. Like he was supposed to be like this, like Paul's no homo. He was like supposed to this sexy young black painter, and a lot of women just found him super attractive. So and his thing was painting women. So he ended up supposedly have killed his girlfriend. And it was like a Spanish woman that he was dating or whatever the case may be. So it was just kind of like, and the way he was seducing women was like just through his one. Of course, he's like I said, a dark-skinned dude, super like strong, like the Rock built like type of dude. And he just had a way with, he had a way with kind of like seducing women with just like the deep voice and just the cool demeanor. And it was a good, like it was a cool joke. And I was necessarily like, I don't know if women were getting upset because it seemed like,
is it her acting or just
No, it's not the acting. I think it's just maybe I think realistically it was a storyline. And I've seen a lot of people saying that, like, okay, Kelly Rowland did a good job, but the storyline was just horrible. Yeah. And I don't necessarily know if the storyline was horrible or you just felt like I wouldn't, if I was her, I wouldn't have never fell for that situation. Because it was like even a good way, like how the way she ended up cheating on her husband, it was because of just like you got to kind of watch it, but it was just like I said, it was a good, to me, it was a good job. If you don't have nothing else to watch, I will watch it, get your own opinion on it. Don't allow social media to kind of really direct your thoughts and opinions on it.
It's like one of those, I wouldn't have did that if I was me in this movie. It's like
no,
that.
It was not, I wouldn't do it if it was me in this movie, but if it was me in my real life, like early in the movie, you could have easily, it seemed, you could put yourself in their shoes. Like it seemed super realistic. Like her husband lost his job and he was sitting here like trying to portray to his family, like he was still, and she whole time, she was the one paying all the bills. But she was going to like dinners and stuff and allowing his mother to kind of like disrespect her and really kind of like, again, of course the mother was a white woman and she was kind of real low key, like realistically racist because both her sons dating black women and she kind of was shading both of them, like Kelly Rowland and the other, what's the young lady who played in All American? She was the black girlfriend for Jordan. I think she played like tennis on the, what is it? All American Homecoming or whatever that's called. I can't remember. I can't remember what her name is on All American, but I'm sure if you watch All American, y'all know who I'm talking about because she got her own show on Netflix as well. So, but she played the sister-in-law. So it was like I said, it was a cool jump. And like I said, the first half of the movie, like let's say the first 25 minutes of the movie, it was realistic. And then towards the end is where it probably got a lot unrealistic for people. So then I can kind of get like when it got to the unrealistic part, then I was kind of like, I'm not as mad about the tweets, but it was kind of still just like, bro, the movie was cool. Like I said, just give it a chance. I'm just not a fan, especially when it comes to black people and just kind of like doing the super pile on the trashness. And while we get to that real